Happy New Year, everyone. The numbers are in for Splash in Panama City Beach for 2019. I'm Craig Duran over at the Duran Group at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. I want to give you a lot of information about pricing and where the market may be headed today. First of all, there's a full list of every unit that's sold in 2019 right below. Click on the link right below the video. It'll take you to a full list of all the sales. You'll be able to click on each individual sale. You can see interior photos of all the units. You can compare to see what things were selling for, what they looked like, accurate sales prices, accurate sales closing dates. Want to go through a few things with you today, so I'm going to talk pretty quickly to cover a lot. First of all, what you're looking at here, if you've seen these before, you probably know. Again, I'm a big fan of this chart. It shows us three really important things that we need to understand. The one we're looking at here shows us the overall condo market, all the newer buildings, anything built since 2005. I wanted to compare apples to apples. But this will give us a good overview of what the overall market's doing, and then we'll dig into the splash pricing in a minute. Real quickly, remember that the red line represents the number of units for sale. So in the overall market, since September of 2018, we're seeing more and more units come up for sale, a few more units every month, month over month, a few more units for sale, a few more units for sale. The black line represents the number of closings, the number of actual sales that are happening. And as you can see here, this trend has stayed pretty steady. So demand is good. People are buying condos. Just month over month, we have a few more that are out there for sale. Remember, this months of inventory number is a very important number to understand. 5 months or so of inventory represents a neutral market. Anything under that is seller market territory. We were in a scalding hot market back in 2018, under 2 months of inventory for most of that time. Units would come up for sale and sell very quickly, multiple offers, things like that. If you follow this trend here, you'll see we've been slowing down little by little. We've gone from 2 to 3 months into 3 months, now approaching 5 months here at the end of 2019. Directly tied to more and more units for sale and steady demand. So things have been cooling in the real estate condo market little by little, from a scalding hot market to about a neutral market, but we're still in a very healthy, stable, steady market. If we look at just the splash market, it's hard to analyze the splash market because there's such little data. If you look back to September of 2018 is right here. Splash has actually stayed pretty steady on inventory, maybe even coming down a little bit, which is a good thing. Probably the biggest issue in Splash, or biggest concern maybe, is that there just haven't been a lot of sales there recently. If you look at this months of inventory number back in 2018 when everything was really, really hot, Splash was pretty hot too, 1 and 2 months of inventory here. Since then, the rate of sales have cooled things down. We're in the 7, 8, 9 month range. The end of 2019, we touched back on good hot market again. We're slow again, 7 months of inventory sitting there. Partially because of bouncing around. 1 or 2 sales could immediately look like it's a hot market in a given month, and one or 2 months of not very many sales look like it's very sluggish. So I would think that we're more in line with this, sort of a neutral market. If you have a solid price and a good product to offer, you're getting offers, you're getting looked at. If we look at pricing, you take a look and see what's happening in Splash. This is what you're looking at here is a list from the fourth quarter of 2017. We're going to look at the fourth quarter of 2017, fourth quarter 2018, fourth quarter 2019. So 1 bedroom units sold for $258,000 the end of 2017. The end of 2018, we didn't have a sale. End of 2019, those units are now selling for $303,900, $310,000 or so. If we look at 2 bedrooms, the smaller floor plan, $310,000, $329,000 back in 2017, up to $340,000 at the end of 2018, up to $360,000, $380,000 at the end of 2019. If we look at a little larger 2-bedroom plan, we sold one for $385,000 at the end of 2017. No sales in 2018. None right at the end of 2019, but there have been some sales. If we look at the 3-bedroom units, the end units sold $467,000 and $510,000 back in 2017. We have not an end unit. We had another similar square footage for 570, 2018. Nothing in the fourth quarter, but we did have some sales. This is the full list, and this again is in that link below the video. A couple of end units did sell in 2019, 574, 500, 545. So back in 2017, we were at 510, 570 for similar square footage in 2018. So pricing may be starting to level off a bit. If you look at this full list in the one bedrooms, prices this year sold from 300 to about 303, 900. And if you look back in 2017, sorry, we were 258. End of 2019, we were hovering around here. You might start to see some prices flattening a bit, especially considering this. As we get into this neutral market territory, there's less room for appreciation since there's so many more units out there for sale. This is a full list of everything right now for sale in Splash. 1, 2, 3, 4 one-bedroom units are for sale, priced between $314,800 and $317,000. We have a couple of different floor plans for sale in two-bedroom units from $385,000 to $525,000, of course, depending on which floor plan you're looking at. There are no three-bedroom units currently for sale. That's not a ton. There are not a ton of units for sale at Splash, but that's more than there has been 2017, 2018. When the market was a little bit hotter. So a little more competition out there for sellers. Sellers have to get pretty tight on their pricing. Units need to be in really excellent condition, so when a buyer walks in, things feel fresh, things are staged nicely. Buyers can envision, being excited about owning this thing. If you have strong rental history, that'll help in the marketing. Making sure you have great photos, all those kind of things are very important now. As we get into selling real estate in a more neutral market, those things become very important. It'd be very interesting going into the beginning or going into first quarter of 2020. It looks like prices have flattened some. If we sell a few units, that might give us some momentum to start a little bit more appreciation. Most of what we're looking at for 2020, most of our looks forward have us at most having a little bit of appreciation in the overall condo market, not a ton. So a little bit of a flat year, maybe some minor appreciation here and there. That gives you a little bit of a look ahead at 2020 where we've been. Most of you already signed up for our e-alert system. If you're not already, let me know about it. Anytime anything happens in the Splash market, you get alerted. So if a unit comes up for sale, changes price, or sells, you can be notified. If you're not already part of that list, text me to 850-527-0221. We'll get you set up. And we'll be back next month with another full report of how January's gone. I'm expecting January to be a pretty steady month. The 2 weeks through the holidays has been not gangbusters, but sort of steady in the condo market. If we kind of had that steady demand still, I think we could have a pretty good first quarter going into the spring. Hope you guys found this helpful. Happy New Year. Again, remember the full list of all the units that sold is right below. Click on that. Look at the individual photos. That'll give you some more information. Thanks.